Okay, I'm gonna call the meeting to order, Parks and Rec at 8:35 on July 25th, and we're gonna do pledge of allegiance. Okay, I pledge allegiance to the flag, of the United States of America,
and to the
republic
republic
which stands
one nation, under civil liberty and justice for.
Thank you. Great. Attendance. Flag is at our attendance list. Michelle's here, Liv's here, Gary is not. Chelsea is, Mickey is not, but will be here shortly. Brian's here, Tyler is not, Rick is here, Matt is here, and Sherry is here. Minutes. Oh, I forgot to pull the minutes up. Let me pull them up because there was two things that came up in the AI that I did not recall. So I'm gonna go find them.
Sure.
Okay, in the next steps, assignments, Chelsea to coordinate with Brian on scheduling volunteer. I don't remember that.
That's AI picking up that Brian and I were talking about, the trees that he cut, that we were gonna think about clearing them out of North Point.
Okay, so,
And I believe Jean actually has that on her list of things. too.
okay, so,
I'm.
What
I mean, bring it, should we move it or leave it? I did kind of see what you're talking about, so I mean, it's accurate, and we're gonna do that, so, okay. The next one I couldn't remember is that reported progress and various progress that he used in their initiative to obtain visitor data from the local business, which could help improve community understanding of tourism impacts. That,
I believe that was the end.
go ahead.
We skipped over amend agenda and I actually had something that I don't see.
I'm doing meeting minutes right now. I'm going through the meeting minutes.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And I'm looking at the meeting, if you
Oh,
don't
I
have the
thought it was the other
meeting
one.
minutes in front of you, they're up here. And these are the two items in the meeting minutes that I didn't actually recall having a discussion about. And I was just hoping to get clarity on these two items so that we could vote on the minutes.
I think it's the Keel fence.
I know,
Right?
too, yeah,
The
can you see that
movie that
paragraph?
you and
Yeah,
Sherry
that was,
talked about
that's the Sherry project that needs to, in my opinion, be come off the agenda.
Okay,
Because it's all detailed out behind the, I don't have anything to
Oh.
report month to month.
so then, what I'm gonna ask is for someone, unless there are other edits that I'm not aware of. Someone to make a motion to accept the minutes, leaving in the item above, Chelsea to coordinate with Brian, and removing the section about big reported progress, et cetera. Unless there are any other edits to the meeting minutes, is there a motion?
A motion to accept the minutes?
Is there a second? Is there any discussion? Besides the discussion going on over here, which is totally irrelevant to our meeting.
Well, we're trying to do parking lot over here.
What happens is this gets confused. So I mean, if that doesn't work, that's fine. Is there any discussion on this or all in favor?
Hello.
Anyone opposed?
Morning.
Yesterday's meeting was at 9. I thought this one was at 9.
That's all right. Okay, so meeting minutes have been approved and Mickey has joined. Mickey?
Thank you.
All right, now there's amend agenda.
I would like to add the results of the survey for the
Okay,
picnic shelter.
we'll do that in North Point.
Yes, I
Okay,
believe
so
that would work.
Third bullet under North Point is result of survey. And then Rick, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I don't know if we're talking about the strategy or the planning. Or the, is it on here?
I believe that I have some of that in
Okay.
the township meeting, formalized list of all projects.
I just had one comment about that, whether I can talk then or you want a separate one.
Yeah, well, give me just one word bullet and so we don't forget it.
Strategy, planning,
Okay.
preparation,
Yeah, okay, recreation, Rick.
please.
Okay, so we're adding that as a fourth bullet under other township board meeting actions because there was some discussion of that kind of thing. All right, so we're through amended agenda unless there's anything else? Yeah, it's 2 pages, Mickey.
Okay.
I do, oh, well, no public here, so no comment. I don't recall getting any correspondence. Anyone recall any correspondence? Okay, prior month, assignments. This is new because of the AI thing, so I just want to go over them real quickly. We already talked about the Chelsea to coordinate, but Vic, the input was Sherry on updating the website. You'll notice later in the web thing that I postponed other people looking at it because Brian gave us a lot of stuff to work on, and I'd like to work on that, come up with a new kind of look and feel, and then we can kind of get all of us reassess that, and then kind of get back into the schedule of taking more looks. I just need some more time to work on it. Michelle, I know, is working with Laura, so we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to Glen Park, I believe. Input section, but I have some new information under the 5-year plan that we'll talk about. We are postponing the QR code thing for a while, and I forget exactly why. Oh, yeah, until the website.
I was waiting on you to just create the page and keep it hidden so that I can grab that.
We can do that anytime. So anytime you have, you're free from your granddaughter on Wednesdays or whatever day it is, call me.
I could do it today. It's,
I back, yes, so I get that. Or, that's a 5-minute deal. Let's just see how the meeting plays out. Michelle, okay, then fine. Chelsea to continue working on tour retreat. Okay, cool. I have had a very interesting conversation with one grant writer. I need to have actually 2, and then I have a third one, this Washington DC one, just because I want to sort of interview them and get some ideas. So I am working on that. And Michelle did provide me with the name of the grant writer, who is the next one that I need to do. So those are the assignments from the last time. We are on to report of committees, village, township efforts. Mickey and Michelle, do you have anything going on?
well, I have something I need to talk to him about, and basically the last time we had a conversation, it was that we put, for the 30-day challenge, instead of it just being township parks, we put all Onekama parks. It's a little thing, but it's something good.
Mickey,
No. I don't have anything.
are you at all familiar with a request from Wayne to Dave and Jennifer for the village to take over Glen Park as a bike?
I'm not aware of that. I can, talk to Wayne.
This came up in the township board meeting, so I'm skipping a little bit ahead, but I was kind of hit out of the blue with that, and
I've never heard anything discussed about that.
interesting. So Wayne brought it to their attention, must have come in one day, and so I said, well, we haven't heard anything, Mickey hasn't reported that to us. I don't know that our committee would support that being a bike trail. There's too many other things that we have planned for that, so. I told them that what we would do is work our normal process, which is with Mickey and Michelle and everybody working together and, see if we can't flush out what that is. I mean.
I'll ask him. I'm gonna be talking to him next week, early next week.
Sounds to me like somebody has come to him and said, we need a bike trail. But I mean, we have bike trails.
Sure.
I mean, there's some really.
They have other lands where a bike trail would make sense
We have
that we
plenty of
discussed in the past.
Yeah, we sure have.
Okay. So
That one hasn't been brought up.
Glad we're laughing.
Okay, is there something to this that I should know about?
The trail project. That's it, that's
that bike trail. Yeah, well, this would be a mountain bike trail.
I found it very interesting.
Maybe this might have been a wellness path.
Oh, yeah.
Now I know why you guys.
So we're not, but I'll ask
This
Wayne.
this is specifically on plan.
God love you, man.
All right,
I'm gonna give you
history,
information after.
anything I just said?
History's on hold.
Okay. well,
Pictures
you
on
do
hold,
flash,
'cause
don't you?
Yeah, I am, but I don't have the bandwidth for it during, I mean, after we
Okay.
get past Onekama days, maybe.
So you know what I'll do is I'm gonna move this to the bottom, which is, what
Yeah.
I call that, open items, okay?
Yes.
Move to open items. And then you wanna talk about, what's going on with events?
Well, the scariest thing is that I was actually on channel 9 and 10 with Roz Jaffe yesterday morning. Did you see it?
I saw it, my neighbors saw it, we all saw it, it was beautiful,
my
it was well done.
think you can,
What?
I think
Yeah.
you should get the clip and play. Tag.
Well,
think you should.
maybe someone, we can Google it and you can see. Yeah, so it wasn't just for parks, but I think the most memorable part of it was that I was encouraged to wear my butterfly headband, and talk about the, okay.
Why it's you and not me?
So make, you know, she did very, very.
I was
very
quite nervous and, being on TV it was different. So, but we survived and still standing. Anyway, so I am hoping though that this is the first time that Onekama Days has ever had a television push. And, we'll see, you know.
Who pushed it?
Well, Roz is a publicist in general, and she always sends stuff out. This is the first time they've invited her to come to the morning show.
Hey, man.
So usually it's just, you know,
That's wonderful.
something small, so that, but they invited us up there and we were the first ones up. We were the headliners.
The A
So,
block.
Mhm.
oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
popped right up there.
Yes.
Nowadays, I'm like, what?
So that was fun. So that was a big
Wonderful.
thing in events. We've been, plugging along. The only events that seem to be not going as well is the children's events, and that's mostly because Leaps and Bounds is so short-staffed that they're not able to get the kids over there. However, Jean, being creative, took the park to them, the same way we took the park, for the other field trip. So, you know, not right now, but we should think about, like, does Parks and Rec, is that our job, is to take the park to the kids as well as take the kids to the park? You know, anyway. So that's the only event that I would say we had, one of the kids' events only had one person attend. But outside of that, everything is kind of chugging along, doing pretty well. We don't have a lot of pre-registration on the Onekama Days events, but they always end up doing well.
Okay. Other township board meeting actions, so. Recall last week, last month, Tyler had talked about, the Habitat grant that was available, and we had this challenge with the July 29th deadline and, you know, the sequence of board meetings and such, and so I went to the board meeting and my offer to them was, look, we think we should go forward with it. Tyler came, did the explanation, which was really great, because I couldn't have explained it, but he explained it beautifully. And I offered two solutions. One is the board can reconvene when we find out how much it's gonna cost, or they can just give us a $10,000 cap, and they gave us a $10,000 cap. So there's been a lot of input from Brian, and Michelle supplied some information. But this grant is going to take Tyler. I mean, he's the expert on this stuff. And so I now am a member of Michigan Grants or whatever it is. I've got my own login and such. And he and I talked again yesterday, and he's very apologetic because of what I explained earlier. He's having to do all kinds of additional things, but he just blocked Monday. And I'm sort of my normal Tuesday through Friday up here. I'm coming up Sunday night, so I blocked Monday. And when he becomes available, we're just gonna Zoom together, and he's gonna share my screen, I'm gonna share his, I can take his words and then dump it in there, and we're all done. If anybody's available from like 3 to 5, I'll keep that time open.
I can check, I think I can do it.
Why don't we do
Did you
that?
say we could zoom in?
Well, yeah, sure. What I'm gonna do is, he and I will be Zooming unless I can get him to come here. If I can do that, I would much rather that, but you know, he's saying that, you know, we can share cut and paste and do that over Zoom. But the 3 to 5 will be Zoom.
Okay, can you give me just a quick overview on how many dollars we're looking at for this?
We don't know. If you look at what we have here.
Okay.
This is a map of, and I think, Michelle and Brian can answer the question real well. The area that is sort of highlighted in light green
Yeah,
is an area that right now is invasive species and that sort of thing. And the plan would be to use, herbicides very sparingly, but only enough in that entire area that's green. Get rid of all of the invasives and then put in, native grasslands. So
Right.
I think, one of the areas that I don't like at North Point Park was, when you're going down that road that's right behind North Point, what's the name of that road?
Greenway?
Greenway.
There's a service drive.
It's right there and you look in there, I think that looks like a wasteland. I think it looks like shit. I mean, I'm not
Wait
an
a minute.
ecological person, but I hate it.
I don't
Is
know which
that,
part you're talking about.
It's where we drive in.
There's two driveways, which
There's
one?
a sign there.
maintenance.
yeah, there's a sign there.
It says, North Point Maintenance.
Maintenance,
Yeah.
Okay, so we do have an area there that's very heavy on the Scotch pine,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
then we have an open area.
Well, is
That is-
that covered by this grassland? Will that be part of this grassland?
No, well, it does, so if we're looking at this map, I wish the map were just a little bit further south. Because you can see how Greenway
It is what it
continues.
is, so.
This here, that's kind of starts here and is off the map,
Okay,
is wetland. It does not look like wetland, but if you are driving there and you look to the right and you see all the cattails, that's what happens if you remove all that scrub. It's a continuation of that same soil. And so it might look like scrubby, but it's actually, you don't want to mess with it.
used to
Because
be,
when they did mess with that,
Couple
it
years
turned
ago.
into cattails.
Yeah,
yes.
it was ash trees, like an ash swamp, and all the ash trees.
All the
died.
water.
Yeah. So that does look scrubby, but I'm telling you, if you touch it, we're gonna end up with cattails there. I mean, and I'm not a professional,
but cattails bad.
No.
well,
They're-
but they don't belong there.
Well, but if they naturally go there.
They aren't naturally going there. It didn't happen. So what happened is the people across I'm sorry, I'm very so if you're driving in, because my friend is right next door to that one, the people bought the place and they wanted to build a house. They didn't talk to Eagle. They came and they clear cut everything. They took everything out. And yeah, it flooded. And it's still to this day cattails, which don't belong there in the middle of all the other things. No, if you look back at the historical,
Well, historically, it was underwater. I mean,
most of it, not all of it.
no, I mean,
Yeah.
before the channel, this isn't a restoration
No.
project. This was underwater.
Well, I
Well,
won't dive in, I
let's
won't
not
dive
get
into that
diverted on
rabbit
this,
hole,
'cause
right?
Tyler's
But the
doing it.
point is that they putting in grassland there, taking out that vegetation is not going to, I don't believe, gain you more of the wildflowers. I think it's going to turn into something
Well-
that doesn't,
Well, we'll discuss it 3 to 5 on Monday.
Yeah.
Just make sure that, you're available and we'll go through the grant.
I had the conversation with Ty.
Rick, did that answer your
Yeah.
question?
It's kind of an environmental grant is it also gonna include replanting?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Clearing of the existing and then replanting, and I'm sure it'll be a 2-3 year
And is
project.
it a state one or a national?
It's state DNR.
Oh,
What
perfect.
were the additional species they were
Okay.
talking about? Bring in?
Oh, one is the eastern turtle one. It's a great spot for that, but it's a threatened species because of it's a planned dry sandy habitat adjacent to a lot of wetlands, so it's like just perfect for turtle populations.
There were a couple.
What's that?
It's two?
The grassland birds, yeah, because it's a migratory pathway. And then possibly for that butterfly, Carner blue butterfly species, if you put in lupin in the area too, so it could be like that. So the key for the grant is to get threatened species in there, and I think the turtle was one that's.
Do like bring turkeys
Is that?
up on?
I think. It's
Don't know how that works.
It's a huge helicopter, yeah, that they bring in the turtles. The
Turtle
parachute.
shot.
Oh, yeah, no. Okay.
I'm just, I'm with.
I've
Listen, if
never
you
heard of
build
that.
it, they will
That's a
come.
Great idea.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't know, there's probably
I'm
some
pretty sure.
wrong, highly endangered, whether they're here or not, the turtle here, you just. gotta
Amazon
bring-
probably delivers.
Yeah.
Deliver 'em, yeah.
It's a drone
Big
thing.
store, yeah. Print out something.
I know there's a lot of signs about turtles.
We are getting into the point where we're taking hours, and we made doing meeting minutes over this whole discussion.
Sorry,
so-
I won't talk about
It's
turtles.
gonna be a good AI.
But what were the two birds also?
What's that?
There were two grassland birds you thought we were gonna,
Yeah, well, the clay colored sparrow is in right now, and that's gonna really improve the habitat. Clay colored sparrows and then possibly, bobolings could come in. And grasshopper sparrows, so those are threatened species, so.
there is one other that was on the list that I'm not sure I should say, but it's the eastern Mississauga.
Oh, the snake, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Couple things with DNR grant. Number one, if you can talk about anything with water, access to water is important. There is a regional person that handles all the grants. I'm trying to,
Jeremy. Jeremy Cleary,
I don't have her name yet. Heidi's trying to hook me up with her.
it's Jeremy Cleary.
Okay, it's good to have maybe you're doing this already, a conversation with her as you're filling it out, just to kind of get her up to speed. I got a lot of information from the DNR in a meeting I went for the trail in January from the people of Lansing, but it's important to connect with her to kind of get her on board, so when she sells it, she can help sell it. But the water is really, however you can do close to water, whatever, that gives you extra points.
Well, that's what Brian and Tyler referring to. It's a wetlands adjacent to it's a grassland
Yeah,
adjacent to the
I
wetlands.
think the turtle thing is really important.
Yeah.
So we can ship them.
Good
some.
stuff.
turtles out. I deed them on, well, not the turtles, but I deed turtle nests out there and turtle
Yeah.
eggs. So there are already some turtles.
Oh.
I mean, the other question is what, don't know, I didn't check its ID, but, we will need to do a lot of public interaction as we move forward with this, because there are a lot of questions, like what happens to all the butterflies during a phase where there's, you know, what are we calling it? When they use the herbicides, what happens to the animals that would have been there that spring? Where do they go now?
Let's deal with this.
Right, I'm just saying, important communication.
It's already been noted. We're gonna put in the grant signs. Go ahead, Chelsea.
Oh, no, I was just saying that, I'm so sorry, I will have to leave at.
So let's try to stay, as brief as we can. The board asked that we formalize a list of all of our projects, high priority, mid priority, and when we have a solid, list of our projects, schedule a work session with the board so we can finalize that and then secure public input. It relates to something I'm gonna talk about in a few minutes, so I'm not gonna spend a lot of time talking about it right now, because we'll get into it when I begin to talk about the 5-year plan.
Vic, I have just one small comment there. Laura did a great chart, if we look back in our stuff, to do exactly that. She pre-formatted it.
I've already talked about the Glen Park, and then, Rick, this is where we've added, strategy and the recreation and that sort of thing, so what would you?
Yeah, I think during our planning session, we should look at our footprint and balance it between, I'm just thinking out loud, like nature, recreation. Because every time we've done a survey and I've only been involved for about a little over a year, recreation comes up. So should we highlight that in our project list and our strategy, so we balance it, so we have a complete offering of our park system?
I think so, because I mean, I remember being very well criticized by a former clerk about where not funds and recreation parks.
Yeah,
So we need to think about recreation. Back in those days, we were talking about, well, let's do pickleball, because everybody likes pickleball, let's find some property, couldn't find some property, then they passed the millage, so we dropped that off of ours because they're gonna do it, and now that's not happening, or there's problems with it, so I agree with you. We need to make sure that there is a recreation component.
yeah, and look at our budget, how much are we spending to manage that piece or whatever? I don't have the answer, but I think we should include that in our strategy.
Yeah,
I've been attending the Manistee County Parks and Rec Commission for the Parks Project. I'm getting a lot, good to get their input and see what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, anything else on that? Eagle View and Glen Park. I don't specifics about Laura, when I should,
Laura just said that she is working on getting a letter of support from the Disability Network. You were working on Gosling Stubach.
Yeah, I spoke to Gosling Zubek, which is another one of those firms like Beckett and GFA and that specialize in this business. We in the past had contracted with them, with respect to both Glenn, they were the ones that worked on the grant that we, just missed out on for Glenn. And they did all of the engineering preliminary work on the Eagle View platform. And I've asked them if they would tell me what it would cost to get updated costs. And for them to get updated costs, they estimate 18 hours because the people that are there now were not here during that time. And they would have to include a site visit. And so my question to the group is, of our $15,000 that we have in professional, which we kind of earmarked for grant writer, but we're getting through the year and it's not used. Do you want to spend $2,700 on getting updates for those two parks? And if so, they would be parks that we would be including in what we just talked about, what's our future plans and sequencing and that sort of thing. So is there an appetite to get updated costs for those?
Just as a sidebar, they were one of our vendors. We quoted for the grant and they declined to quote on it because they were too busy for what I was for.
Yeah, well, they're clear, they're busy, there's no question about it, and, I had hoped to get this $2,700 by last Wednesday's meeting, but I didn't, so that's why. And I would have gone to the board without your concurrence, but now that I'm, I didn't get it, so I'm asking, do you wanna?
With the, am I right, my turn? I fully support Glenn. I don't know about doing Eagle View because Eagle View was, the blockade there was the parking.
Yeah, we'll.
So I would separate them.
We will resolve that problem. I wanna move forward on that because I think we need to have.
It's a great project.
More access to the lake, and I'm not worried. There is, if you take Onyx Hunt down there, which gives you a fairly close accurate, there is nice flat property on Eagle View right there, and we would just extend the parking lot from where we are right now on Bell down. 3 or 4 more spots, those would be the ADA spots. And I'm not worried about the Beldeck family. I mean, I hear stories, but I think we can get that resolved. So I would say, let's not let parking get in the way of it. What about the project itself?
It's an excellent project.
Is there support for me to go forward with this $2,700?
I support that.
Okay. We talked about North Point and the DNR grant that's in process. We're still awaiting your irrigation quotes, which,
But Jean said I talked to her yesterday. She said she had 3.
She has the original one, then Jennifer wanted to get involved because they're getting irrigation done here. And there was some misunderstanding at the last board meeting about who was the best price. And so originally we thought Four Seasons was high. Some of the other ones that have come in, one particularly recommended by Cindy and Ed came in higher. And the recollection at the meeting was that it didn't. And so when I said, my recollection is that it came in higher, it was pulled from the agenda. So we're gonna have to kind of revisit. That's just an administrative thing that I've got to get figured out.
Is this where the survey comes?
Results of survey is what's next.
Quick question, is there a minimum number of bids we have to get for a project?
Yeah,
I would say probably 3.
yeah,
That's pretty standard.
Because we did 3, I think that 1 declined, so we only have 2.
well, you went out for 3.
But you started, wouldn't that be
Yeah, you tempt for three,
That includes,
you
okay.
can't help that people, a lot of people don't visit, yeah, I mean, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that they will agree with that, but that's a position that I would take.
Yeah, okay,
Unfortunately, that's common sense, so who knows if they would agree with.
okay, thank you.
Time to move to the next question.
Question.
Results of survey.
We emailed everybody the results. Vic, maybe you can pull it up from your email. We got 78 responses and it was open for quite a while. At the very end, we got a big push. I think Vic put out the second time you put out a push, we got quite a few, and also it went on Facebook. So there's the results. What do we want to do?
Well, let's go through them. In the summer, June through on average, which is closest describes how often your members visit North Point. It looks like the big one is weekly, followed by monthly. Okay, there's several dailies as well. Okay, in the off season, on average, how often do you or members of your household visit North Point? It's like the big one is monthly. And then weekly and then rare, okay. It's hard to read. So, seating and shelter, looks like, we read this.
So the way that works is if you see there's the median. And then it distributes it based on how many people replied daily, weekly, monthly, seasonally, yearly, rarely, never. So the more red, the more on the left side, you don't have the line. If you pull it up on your computers, you would see, I think, the line. It's very, very faint. But so the more red or brown or whatever that color is to the left, the more people would use it more often. So the more dark blue, it would be never really. Never.
Not a lot of weddings.
We did have one. That was the funny thing. So the big one there is restroom.
Interesting.
Is pointing that out.
Yeah.
Restroom followed by seating, shelter, and potable water. I have a time seeing which one of those.
Potable water is this one here.
And we are working on that. I can report that we will have our 6 months of water testing in, so we should be good there so far. Everything's been very good. So that should not be a
Maybe the drinking fountain maybe put in.
drinking fountain. Yeah, something like that. So water going in and then restroom.
Yeah, so number one is restroom, number two is potable water, number three is seating and shelter, number four is outdoor group activity, number five is picnic, number six is electricity. Number seven is outdoor party and wedding.
And that's out of
Wait a
the
minute.
population that applied for it.
I'm just looking at how far to the left these are.
Those are in a different order than mine. Restroom is my left.
Restroom is the last
Oh,
one,
it
That's
is.
what I meant, yeah.
but it's farthest to the left.
Yes,
And
Oh, I
I'm
thought you
saying
did
in
it in
terms
order.
of importance to the public,
thank you.
they
Yes.
really like that bathroom.
I will tell you that it does get used because
I know this. Okay, what size group would you like to fit into a shelter?
so NA, the 27 is because I talked to some people about when they took the survey, that meant they didn't care or they didn't really have an opinion. They didn't know. So if you take that out, then small, which is good. I like that small came up because if we were going to move forward, we have 4 picnic tables and that's, I think, what you could fit 4 picnic tables.
I pick.
Side,
It's a
the
small.
village did it,
Small.
the
Environment
shelter,
intense.
that's got what, 8 or 10 picnic tables maybe, or?
Oh, it's
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so
pretty
about
big.
half the size.
maybe half, chop that in half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, and then we measured out the space there, Matt, it was like 25 by 25.
Yep,
So that would be a bit enough for all of our groups.
Did you get any narrative on the 23 who oppose it?
Yes, if you go down and so it was a branching. If you supported it, it went to why do you support? If you oppose it, it went to why do you oppose? So if you go down and click the more details,
Or
right there.
details on the whole page, on the bottom.
right here, that little tiny more details.
Where? Show me up here.
Why do you oppose a shelter? Responses, latest response.
Oh, you don't have it?
I
That's,
don't have,
Yeah,
it.
I don't.
okay, I will open it and see if I
I
can,
think because we have a static one, you might have a live one.
I don't know.
Is there something up here I should be clicking?
Only I have it apparently, so I will read them to you briefly.
Okay.
Read very, this is outdoors, shelter,
Never
royally
yep.
outdoors, unnecessary and destructive to the natural resources, spend money on something else, would not use. I walk my dog through the park, don't stop or sit. If you see anyone needing this, unneeded, it will never be used, unnecessary, and I love Onekama, spend money elsewhere. Onekama is so financial solvent, we have no other debt, including school lunches. We can spend this kind of money previous, that doesn't seem to make sense. Another picnic shelter is unnecessary, they're already covered and uncovered, and they've never seen them used. That's one's very long, I'm not gonna read it. Bring in people who leave trash, make noise, disturb the special place, there's already a covered shelter. Seen any data to support the cost. There's already enough people using it, we don't want more people using it, we need bathrooms, not another picnic shelter. I don't know how many, most of them are saying they've never seen anyone use the picnic table there.
I use it.
Well, we use
Weekly.
it
I'm a
extensively
weekly
during the
person.
programming, but I mean, it is true, what I have seen though is people using the new picnic tables, not the covered, where you have the one table and it's covered. I haven't seen a lot of people using that, although we use it for programming. But the picnic tables at the front, I've been there several times when people are sitting.
I walk there, I see people sitting around there all the time.
Yeah, no, I mean.
You know,
granted,
people are entitled
We
to their
rec-
opinion, and I think there is some valuable feedback here. Especially, the one that says that make sure you have appropriately sized
Yeah.
garbage cans.
Right.
That, you know, so there's good stuff to be,
Is there any
drawn.
theme from the people that said no? You
Yeah,
know, like,
there's-
I mean, like a theme.
I would say that a lot of people say they never see anyone using the picnic tables there.
Okay.
I think that's because the sheltered one is somewhat remote. so
It is,
You
right.
can't just unload your car and. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
Right.
It's hard, you gotta tromp over it.
And the ones who say yes, say, um. Shoot.
Yeah, I'm looking through it, I can't access it.
Just.
Yeah, it's cool.
And if tables added to the amenities and made many activities better, I believe a shelter would do the same. I think, it would add to the activities we do here. A place to gather, such as a meeting or family group, even if it rains or snows. The sun gets very hot in the summer. We need it for activities. Good site group for a group if it rains during a field trip, offers protection. It is an absolutely beautiful park used by many people and we own property right there. The park is being used by more small and large groups. We need a place to gather and interact with nature. Great for the community and used for families. It's a beautiful park. The more facilities, more people will use it. It's funny, the people who say no, say no more facilities. We don't want more people using it. I think it would make the community nicer. Anything that promotes people getting outside should be supportive, encourages use of the park, it brings more accessibility to the park. It would be used by many. It's fun to do laps there, walking, running, biking. It'd be nice to have a place to rest. Just, the
Is there
theme
any,
is that it would be good for people.
So we didn't ask for any identifier, like, are you a resident, are you?
Yes, we did.
Yes, you did.
Where is that?
Counting yourself, how many people in your household.
What question are you on?
And then I'm going down, question 9, what age groups are in your household? Number 10, what applies to your household? Do you own rents? Some people that come to visit me had a hard time. I didn't write that question as well, I guess, because people like my friend who come and stay with me, Carol, she helps me run events. She didn't know where she fell in there. So, it could have been a little clearer, but basically you see 61% say that they own a home in a village or township.
Lot of village.
Or county.
That's.
That's
village,
good.
town.
And then we have the last one. Is there anything else you'd like to know? More information, we want more information, continuation of a barrier-free platform. I mean, I can see if I can print these out, make it big and have electricity and water.
I mean, that's a
Um,
great location. It's
yeah.
kind of flat for a, says park
Mhm.
with something for handicapped
Yeah.
people in wheelchairs with a little shelter you can rest in or have a picnic and wheel them, like what I'm saying, right out of the parking lot to a spot with a
Yep.
ADA table.
Yep.
And I mean, I just think about like my parents now, they can't walk very far and you gotta push it in a wheelchair. You can pull up and go to a nice little spot. I mean, it's kind of the ideal location for this stuff because it's accessible already based on the topography and you have all that infrastructure is there, parking lot, so having something nice towards the parking lot. There's a bathroom there that's ADA accessible,
Mhm.
potentially some water.
Mhm.
And
My,
I don't have anything
just an
else like it.
opinion on it, it's also another source for community events. It's another site that can be publicized. If there's electricity and a small shelter and potable water and that ADA bathroom and then all level area, then you could have acoustic music in the park. You could host things like that to draw people to our parks. And I understand the downside of what people are saying.
People there.
Yeah. So I think it's a great outcome. However, look at all the all the responses of not supporting, why they don't. Did that number outweigh?
No, that's the first question.
Well, it's a very significant number. I was very
Significant
surprised by that. The number, I think it's question.
In general, in concept.
This is how often you visit, right? This winter time, this is the stuff you do. As a concept, the use of, yeah, so you have 23 to 43, so almost half as many.
But who answered though, doesn't necessarily.
Well, true, but of the reason I asked the question is, what sort of demographics do we get is whenever you do a survey, who's gonna respond to the survey? I mean, isn't the people that have an interest one way or another?
Right.
You know, the people that are not decided are not gonna waste their time on doing a survey. If someone doesn't want it there, they're gonna respond. Somebody wants it there, they're gonna respond. So somehow or another, I mean, to me, if you show that, well, I don't wanna influence it, what do you think we should do as a result of the survey?
Well, it's 29% are against it, so I'm sorry, majority is for it. So how does that impact where where we're headed?
Well, I mean, I think what has to happen here is we got a budget. Problem is that we didn't do due diligence on what it really costs us to do this. I believe, Mickey, you know how much it costs to do that one?
Oh, that one is much nicer.
I get it.
Yes.
How much does that one cost?
I think around 80,000 or so.
So we budgeted 10, maybe?
I thought that one was like
No, that one was very expensive.
Yeah.
Well, there's electricity and stuff in there, but
Oh,
still,
but the-
10,000,
I'm sorry, 10,000 is no.
10,000 is just good to start, yeah.
I went to a musical to see Vaughn, a mutual friend of all of ours' property, and that stage took $6,600 to build.
Yeah, I bet.
Then they donated 30,000 of their own labor to build that. So if you're looking at labor, it depends on who's doing the work.
And that's a question, like Dave said. Your parts are like a quarter of what your cost is going to be. So,
Yeah, I think the 10,000, whatever we do,
you could get parts for 10 grand.
yeah.
As a start.
But again, though, we're
Well-
not in a position this year to go to the board and say, we got 10 grand, let's build it. We need to kind of figure out what are we gonna do? And this becomes, I think, part of our projects that we going forward. And where do we put it into the?
And initially, we were talking about that. Boston, but then we thought, that is just. I mean, it's very seasonal and subject to weather, easily open farm, so it's like, we're gonna do it, let's do something nice.
I think that what this rate does, in my opinion, is says it's worth further study.
Yeah.
That's a good, I would agree with that.
I
Yeah,
agree.
worth for-
All right, so, to me, this all gets back to that one thing that the board added more, and it's what we'll be talking about in a minute, it's our planning as we go forward. As I mentioned, web assignments, let me try to get, the Brian stuff, and I have to be honest with you, it's gonna take me several months to get this done, I don't have much more bandwidth than I've got already. But we'll put that back on the agenda once we start to get things looking a little bit different than what they are right now. On Langland, we had 3 bids on painting the gazebo. One of them was not really a legitimate bid at all. And, I need to work with Jennifer. This doesn't need to be a public issue. She and I just need to decide what we're gonna do. So that's a big.
At Landland, where we're at with the removal of the sand on the walk.
I would like to go offline to discuss that. Okay, old unfinished business. You're moving forward on water testing. We're getting close.
Well,
We
what
need
is 6 months,
right?
May, June, July, August, September?
Oh, I thought we could include November of last.
No, it has to be contiguous.
Okay, so then the estimate would be that we will know in September, you think?
Mhm.
Okay, so we'll move that to the September. I move that to March of 2026. Tour de trees, Chelsea, anything going on there?
Yeah,
Alright, let's talk about
I guess I am learning, just gonna briefly say that please write down August 13th.
Okay,
Between 1 and 4 PM. I'm inviting you to join us as just community members. No jobs, no roles, I have community friends that are volunteering to make sure that we park in the correct places. The dry run, I don't know these terms, it was great to meet them. They came through, they were doing the complete tour from Grand Rapids back to Grand Rapids for a trial run. So I met, with Jonathan, who is the program director for, Fun, and also with their lead, person, Tom. And we walked from the parking area to the, springs. And I explained that, very graciously, Josh has volunteered his time. So I canceled any of the other things that I had in plans. There was some communication that I didn't know that Josh and Tyler were available and had wanted to do something. I thought they brought it to us for us to do something. But Josh has volunteered his time and I'm very appreciative of that. For tours of 10-minute tours on August 13th, between 1:30 and 3:30 is when they're estimating 65 bicyclists will be coming through. 10-minute stopovers, some of them will, by that time, they lunch in Frankfurt. And then, by that time, some of those people will have given up for the duration of the day and will hitch a ride in one of 4 large bicycle box vehicles. The repair vehicles, these are all no terms. I have no idea what they do and how they do it. But some people may stay the entire time between 1:30 and 3:30 and tour the village. They may just hang out at the picnic tables and visit. They are very knowledgeable. They do this, a lot of them come from all over the world. And they do this every year in other locations. Vermont last year, are doing North Carolina next year. So our job is to have donations of, just a little bit of snack. I've been working with, Miller Northwoods and Rhonda, and I have asked for fruit, from AVO Farm Stand. And I am also in the process of doing 2 signs to put in the front of their businesses that welcome tour trees, because that's the route that they're gonna be coming down. I didn't wanna ask anybody else. This is my first newbie. I don't know if I'll do this again. But, the big one I wanted to share with you is that there will be 4 vehicles that are on the road up to those private houses and the roundabout, because the dip to the parking lot where they could park is not, that the bike racks will never get down to the dip. So we decided that right along the road, off the road, so there's still clear traffic. And then all the bicyclists will be able to put their bikes in the parking area. Any questions?
Would it be useful to use the area?
That one we designated, is the turnaround. And for those big box, vehicles, and I'll have 2 volunteers up there to make sure that the visitors who are coming to just join will park up there, but we'll try and contain it so that there is a turnaround for those 4 vehicles to exit and head to Manistee. I believe that Tyler is doing the presentation in Manistee now. I don't know how he's doing that.
Sounds to me like a Manistee News and, people, a lot to be written about this, don't you think?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that's.
Well, they're constantly looking for things to write about.
You just send them and they'll post it.
Yeah.
So
Kyle
then,
likes it if you write the article and give it to him, and then he'll interview you. That's what I
I
do.
would be happy to, so so I guess I need a couple things is, does the Parks and Rec have any signage that you would like me to put into the park regarding education? Anything about history, anything that you already have done, because I'm not gonna put resources into it. We are just going to make this more social and education and learn and showcase Onekama.
I think that the history sign that is there,
It's good.
not, right,
Yeah,
that, and then as
that's-
far as other signs,
I just wanted to make sure.
I don't think so.
Okay, the only other question I had on that, the only thing I wanted to tell you is there is just so many flyers going on right now with Onekama Days. I am making the flyer to be posted, the week of when things start coming down.
Right, and what I need is that flyer in a PDF format, and if you wanna have, links in it, Michelle can help you figure out how to do that. But then we'll put it in news and announcements, and we're starting to get people to actually respond to our news and announcements, so.
That's good.
Well, didn't you say that you got
I
it?
thought yes, yeah, I thought you meant like reply, never mind, they can't.
All right, so 2 things then, if I could work with you on the flyer for the PDF, just brief, I mean, I've already got it. And then.
It needs to be JPEG too.
JPEG?
Yeah.
Awesome, okay. And,
Kyle, Kentucky,
Kyle. Kentucky.
Cody. I'll get,
Kotecki, I believe, but,
yeah, to work
And
with us.
when would you like me to make sure that he's aware of this?
well, what do you think?
I would let him know now.
Yeah.
And then, tell him I'm gonna be sending him. Because what he might do is reach out to
Yeah.
Tyler, who's doing Manistee, and Josh, who's doing here, and anything else that's within their circulation area. So give him an alert about the actual project, and then he can take it from there, and then you can write about the stop in Glen. We do have, I will get you some more
I
historical
would love.
information about
To have,
that area.
Should you maybe talk to the people at Tour de Trees and Tyler and ask them if it's okay if you give them their names to the Kyle so that if he felt like reaching out to them?
already done.
Great.
Well, you mean, I didn't ask Josh and Tyler though. To Jonathan, to the Tour of the Trees, they are excited about anything that we can offer. And just going through their social media and looking at some of the things that they've done, it's great. They'll put a sign at the Glen Park sign on M22 only saying Tour de Trees and then arrow, only if they have a couple people who are on the route on their bikes that are concerned. Otherwise, there's no advertisement or anything. It's just them coming in.
Sounds cool to me. And they're gonna go to the village as well?
I don't know. No. I told them that the modern facilities are at the village. I'm trying to keep.
I checked with Ruth to make sure it was available.
Okay. That sounds good. Any other questions?
So. Thank you.
All right. Traffic reporting. Anything at this point or just?
I, have my assignment. It is very detailed and lots of numbers and reporting. So I would like to just let you know next month how it's going. It's going, it's a slow progress to lay it all out. and line it up and get to our goal. But my goal is still the reporting, in order to help us manage Parks and Rec.
Do you think we should, still move forward with the idea of having both types of reporting at one place so we can do a comparison of the two?
Absolutely. I'm still been moving forward with the lady in, the Manistee Tourism.
Okay.
I forgot her name right now. But, and this is what I noticed. So I attended as a township resident, which I love living here. I go every Monday night to our Parks and Rec music. And I went to, this ties into why this is important. The Jimmy Buffett tribute night, every garbage can was really full and it smelled like dead fish. So I said it was a nod to San Francisco and the smell of Florida. Guys, come on, just Jimmy Buffett it. But it made me sad that I wasn't a better volunteer committee and that I didn't notice it ahead of time and that I didn't have the reports ahead of time to make sure we staffed somebody to go clear those garbage cans definitely every Monday midday. You know, so I felt like I didn't own up to my volunteer.
Well, but that's the village.
Okay,
That's-
so
He's here.
I'm here.
I was sad.
So we should have somebody go, that should be one of our maintenance guys' job is Monday to clean up the garbage cans. I'll take care of
Midday.
that.
And then ultimately, the reporting that I'm gonna gather, my goal is to be able to supply your team with stuff of knowing, hey, this is our hot season. This is to adjust your maintenance schedule of these different parks to this.
Mhm.
So we make people more welcome.
Take care of that.
Okay, and I'll keep working on my little stats and reporting.
It reminds me of, one of the things challenges that we had at Langland on this 10-day period in July. And, the people from Republic show up at 3 PM. It's like, what are you doing coming at 3 PM when it's lined up both sides of the
You
street?
can't even get-
And then they turn around and they leave. And so, and poor Jean, she's dealing with the person who is the schedule. Well, he's here now. And so I brought up to the board, we need to put in the contract, we need to be there. Thing in the morning, and Ed said, I'll take care of it. Now, that reminds me, I need to.
Vic knows, I took a truckload of fireworks out of there.
Yeah.
They were next to the dumpster.
I took 2 bags.
Yeah,
I had visitors that we just changed them.
Is there any way we could do like, I mean, I'm just thinking ahead for next year. That weekend or whatever, however 4th of July lands, almost do like a dumpster and a backup dumpster that we can lock. So that we have the regular dumpster and then when we see it like, and hitting the red zone, we can go up there, click, unlock the next dumpster because if the truck either can't come or whatever the situation is, we kind of have a little bit of a backup. Just for that week, and then we're good.
It's a great idea.
I think.
Cause I know you
kinda
can lock
made
that lid in that big
recommendation.
bar,
yeah, I mean, honestly, 2 years ago, there was nothing out there. We had Al Taylor and Bob Blackmore, who didn't often agree on things, but really vehemently agreed that we should absolutely not put a dumpster out there. Absolutely not. And so, we finally did, and, over there, and we have this problem this 1 week a month, and so we continue to learn on it. So, yeah, we'll just keep getting better every year. Chelsea?
When we go back,
Sure.
that was traffic reporting.
I did exactly. You caught me. I never claimed to be special.
No, but
Oh,
if
that's-
you ask him.
No,
we
that's
are gonna
great.
follow what
That's
he
great,
says.
that's great. Boy, well, I take that out of the minutes. Okay, invasive species, for parks, so that's something for Tyler. Oh, this is the issue that, we have a vendor who is supposed to be doing a inventory on every one of our parks, so that at the end of the year this year, we can go to the board in our budget and say, here's what we got. Do you want to spend the money on making this happen? And I haven't spoken to Tyler to find out exactly where we are on that, but we needed to get it done fairly soon because, different weeds come at different times of the year. So my hope is that that's in progress. Also, this is something that I keep on there that, again, this is for the website. If you can think of anything that we've done, in the last 2 or 3 years that we can put in our accomplishments kind of thing. Yeah, it's not that I think we need to be patting ourselves on the back, but I do want the public to know that here are things that have happened as a result of the township spending money and people spending time. So please, any things that I've missed, let me know. Okay, new business, Manistee County 5-year plan. I know, everybody should have the timeline right here. Okay. At the board meetings, you'll notice, the top one, legislative body reviews and reports the resolution of support. Our township board voted to, support participation in this plan. And let me know the person that's responsible for it. And authorize spending, I think it was $1,000 for each township. And so, I found the name of the person that is in charge of this, and to, my great delight, it is Katie, used to be Neil, she is married now, and she came in the planning department in Manistee County a few years ago and shot to the top, very, very competent, very, very competent. So I spent some time with her, and she really wants to work together on this thing, and you can see that, it's a very well spelled out timeline, and we have time. But this all fits together with the plan that we're talking about, getting it in front of getting public input and so on and so forth. So I think we all need to understand, we got a lot in front of us now to put together a really good 5-year plan based on the old one, based on our new ideas and so on and so forth. Rick?
Any grants we apply for, 90% of them say, do you have a 5-year plan? So this is very important for any funding we do or what have you.
Yeah, that everybody acknowledges that. So, in my conversation with Katie, she said she is going to have a survey done, paper format, QR code, and she's gonna have it done for Onekama Days. And she wants to have somebody from, their team, at both Kopamish Days and Onekama Days, which happen to be the same days. And my suggestion for our discussion is that the best day would be Saturday.
Absolutely. And she can be near me if she wants,
Where are you?
right at the corner, Main Street, and I call it the bird bath. There's like a bird bath thing there. Yeah, because I will be running the Monarch thing right there all day. I will also be the information booth. The only other place she could be is under the pavilion, but that's kind of set back.
No, I want to,
That is, yeah, that's,
so then,
I'll need
by
more
your
table.
smile, you know her.
Oh, okay, so yes, because I was part of this process last time. Katie has, I will say only positive things. Katie has obviously upgraded the process. Last time I had PTSD. That's not a joke.
Well, her comment was that, the last really well done one was 2016, and she's already reached out to the person in charge of 2016 to try to understand how to make it a really good process. And I feel very good about it. I committed to her that, we would always include her survey on our public input site, clearly delineating the county survey from our surveys. So I think it's a nice marriage that I think we can really make some hay with. And, I reminded her that based on some input we got from that other lady, we're like the 3rd biggest attraction in Manistee County, and she's all about it. So I'm excited. I don't really have any assignments, but I mean, the things that come to my mind is we all need to get our familiar with the 5-year plan that exists to make sure that we understand, what's carry over, what's not carry over, so on and so forth. We need to talk, we need to get our projects aligned. I don't think we can do it with monthly meetings.
I would like to say that I believe Katie is right. Definitely look at the older plans as well, and I think, Vic, you have them all on the site. They're out there, so they're
I've seen
there.
them, I know they're there somewhere.
Yeah,
It's plan,
works planning. And I think you have,
it's like 2000, yeah, so, I
the
mean,
one she liked was the 2014?
16, yeah. But this is, where I'd like everybody to go, you know, get a good understanding of it, and, I mean, even Trent, do mock-ups, I mean, you make corrections, whatever, but I mean, this is the level of detail we're gonna need to get to.
Last, no.
Well, they are, I believe, working with Networks Northwest,
Okay.
yes, but I mean, this is something that I think would also need to be in our budget. Because we're gonna need to have some help with that.
What they're doing is rolling together a county plan. They have all the units of government.
Yeah,
So our
it's
work
part
would
of-
feed into it.
Yeah. But it all needs to be a consistent format, and so, like, what was our involvement with, it wasn't Gosling, it was, who were they? Networks, like that, what was their involvement with us last time?
There's a lot of, feedback, guidance, but it was not a well-organized timeline. We didn't, as Parks and Rec, we didn't get a timeline. We got blindsided, and we got behind the 8 ball, and it.
So you didn't have work sessions with those people in the room with you?
We did occasionally,
Okay.
we did, but it was never laid out the entire timeline. So I think this is gonna be great. I'm really excited about this, and what was very negative last time, I think will be avoided this time.
Okay.
I think back to the key to this, you know, we always get these great things or whatever, and we do our meetings. There needs to be another schedule of work sessions, kind of almost
We
mirroring
did do
it.
extra work sessions.
Yeah, we do that.
Because otherwise, we're not gonna,
No, we cannot do it in monthly meetings, so we have to decide, and I think the first thing that we need to do is we need to all get out there and get familiar with the 5-year plan. And print it or do whatever you do in today's modern technology to mark it up. We can use it as our start point, but you know, let's just.
Should we propose then formulating that next month on putting that on the agenda?
I think starting is a good thing to do, so I'm all ears. How do we wanna do this?
So our homework is to make sure could you clarify my?
Well, I think, yeah, I'm just getting into it, and I was really so pleased that Katie's involved and such, so I'm just here to talk about it, but I do think. One, we cannot do this with our monthly meetings, so 2, we should begin scheduling it, and we need to decide as a group, how are we gonna do this? And I'd like everyone involved, but then I also have to be respectful of everybody's time, so. What do you guys think we should be doing, other than going out and getting familiar with what we have as a start, and all of us can do that individually, okay?
Can we get through Onekama days and then put in like a workshop meeting, schedule something after we get through the next 2 weeks?
Sure, absolutely, so go ahead, Rick.
I think the key to that workshop is to give people stuff to do beforehand. Cause you just don't wanna show up and then go through it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think before we do that, you've got this plan and everything. Then we need to take a minute and put all this stuff together and figure out what the workshop's for. This thing you said we need for the, you know, there's all kinds of stuff going on.
Vic, can I accent you on this and kind of send you I'll send you a bullet point this weekend when I'm doing all my email? And to go with what he's suggesting?
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
I don't think you can say no.
No, Diane, should we tell you?
Yeah.
But I love it when somebody offers.
Katie Grunberg is her.
Katie meal to me always. Okay,
Say what-
all right, so good, then, we're gonna get involved with this after Onekama days, you're gonna get us started on this, and all of us are gonna go read the 5-year plan as just the base assignment, and then we'll get into it a little bit
Well,
more.
let's 2-5.
So I'll send an email,
man,
I'll get
it
it
should be
approved.
now.
I know, I
I'll
know.
do that. I don't know if I'm signing up for both of them.
But I was involved in that one, and
Okay, so just a heads
there's
up.
even errors. in it.
I'll send an
Yeah.
email to our group with the word homework in the subject line.
Mhm.
Okay?
Hmm.
Onekama homework. And that way it's gonna be, make sure you know what this is and I'll give you the links right in it, try to make it easy.
And would we form that workshop and make that plan in the next monthly meeting? Or are you talking about putting something together for a
The
workshop?
workshop
in a
needs
couple
to
weeks?
occur in 2 weeks. As soon as Onekama the days is done, we should probably try to schedule something that following week,
Got it.
So,
if possible. No, Ben.
and I love Zoom, we can use Zoom, but I do think it's important if whoever can assemble can assemble. As we do that, we have to talk to Jennifer to make sure that the room is open.
Okay.
And then, you know, I'll publicize it as we do, and we have to, you know, do the meetings formally. And are you, from my perspective, I'm generally here Tuesday afternoons through Friday at say 2:00, but I can alter my schedule. Is there anybody that has any sort of, you know, predefined cannot do this day, the other day, or should we just try to put,
Yeah, I can't do Tuesdays, Thursdays.
okay?
So Wednesday just got real good, and I work during the day.
And the Wednesday in 2 weeks after Onekama Days is the bike tour.
So what about 3 weeks then? What's the following Wednesday?
I plan to come in by Zoom now. Well, wait, that would be the 20th or the 13th. So the Onekama Days is, yeah, 2 weeks would be the 13th. So if we could do it in the morning, I mean, but the afternoon is.
Yeah, but I can do what I can to, like, if the majority can get here, maybe I'll be able to zoom in if I can't pop up. I say we pick a date, and if we have to reschedule it, we reschedule it, but at least get it on a calendar.
Yeah.
So we have something to move around. I find more success with that.
So we're talking 15th was,
No, we can do that, as long as it's not the 1 to 4.
It can't be the tour de trees day. You're gonna have too much going on. It's gotta be after that.
yeah, 13th, yeah, no, we don't wanna do that, yeah, let's
Okay.
go to the 20th maybe.
Would that
Well,
be-
20th is the township board meeting, so we can't do it at 4:00.
we do, were you just talking in the morning though, a minute ago?
I'm open to anything on Wednesdays.
I don't even know my schedule on Wednesday.
Wednesday, the 20th, I'm open until 10 a.m.
Okay.
But after that, I'm working.
Can I pin an 8:30 on there just for an hour even?
Anybody?
I can't
Sounds
do,
good.
if you're talking about the July 30th.
No,
August, we're in August, man.
August 20th,
They had to really bump out.
I'm gonna even be up here.
August 20th, 8:30 is tentative.
Yeah, and I'll see, can we find out from Jennifer if the room's available?
keep talking, 3 seconds.
August 30th. No, I'm saying,
August
20th.
It's Wednesday,
8:30.
got it.
just because that's what our team normally
Okay.
does, so.
You don't have July published, so let's just plan on it and I'll get with her.
August 20th?
August
August
20th,
20th.
8:30.
Since you're taking the lead, do you know Jennifer?
I've met her, but I will make sure I meet her again.
And would you ask her if we can have that time?
Yes,
Oh, we'll
sir.
be in here. Okay,
Thank you, everyone, for helping on that.
Thanks for volunteering.
Kind of goes with paperwork. doesn't
Will you
it?
talk to Katie about where you're gonna be on Onekama Days? Ask her, tell her where you're
Oh,
gonna be and work out the schedule.
Yeah, do you have her current email?
I have a phone number, so get with me afterwards and I'll give her a phone number. Page 2. I'm going on time, okay. Okay, yes, so I have the offer. Interesting conversation with a grant writer, a guy that does grants up in, I think his name's Dave Ferguson. He does grants for, Traverse City, Traverse County. I think I met him because he was M Parks. Wasn't that and, you know, asked him about this thing about having our grants kind of ready and in the bag, and he said, you can't do that. He said, every one of these, agencies almost attempt to make all their questions different from the others, just to be distinct. He said, you can have things together like, you know, what's your EIN number, you know, are you, just basic, you can have a spreadsheet. But you really just need to be prepared, have your plans together, and then when you have your plans together, all the things that we just talked about a few minutes ago, when the bid comes up, you engage with the grant writer and work your way through it. So, we also talked about how, I was curious about how, some grants, the grant writers actually include administrative, fees for themselves. And he said, yeah, but they don't like that anymore because that gives the grant writer an incentive to inflate the grant so they can make money on it. So he said, we're just not seeing those much anymore, but I thought it was interesting. I told the board that I had this conversation. I've also had conversations with Bill from the Manistee guy who's
Out of
offered,
Frankfurt, yeah, how did that go?
not Frankfurt, Manistee.
Yeah, but he lives in
Oh,
Frankfurt.
he lives in Frankfurt. Yeah, okay, yeah, I think he's an excellent cheerleader. He does these grants. Interestingly enough, he hasn't done any DNR grants. Most are his are federal grants, which I thought was interesting. And, he was willing to help us on this grant, and I posed the question to him, you know, is there any costs? And he said, no. And the good thing is that because they're funding him. And I said, are you sure about that? And, he said, yes, as long as it's in his free time. But then I asked, well, you know, specifically, what are you going to be doing? And what he was going to be doing is what I'm going to be doing. Now that I have the administrative rights, I'm going to fill in the blanks. And he was going to fill in the blanks, and with his knowledge and understanding of how you word things, he would be able to offer that service to us. So as far as this one is concerned, I'll be doing it with Tyler, then I'll be grabbing input from you guys and we'll do that. So we won't be using him. So I thought it was interesting, but I didn't really interview him the way I interviewed the other guy.
I thought he was very cheerleader and everything,
Yeah,
but when it came down to it, for what I was looking for, he was too busy with the county and.
well, I remember
Yes,
you
it-
having that conversation, so that's why I was curious, and that's why I pinned him down. Are you saying you're
Yeah.
available? And he's available right now, because he's not working on anything else.
Maybe a little.
So, but I want to have another interview, and then we'll go forward with that. Okay, open items real quickly. I've asked for a bid on the Feldick parking and the table base. I've not gotten it, Anthony's is very busy. I'll need to get, his spec and then provide them to other vendors. Also I've asked him for a multi-year contract on sweeping Langland's, ADA walkway because it's all full of sand. They need to purchase equipment to do that, so I asked him for a multi-year contract.
My husband heard about that and he pointed out that that sweeper thing is also used in many cities to do sidewalks in the winter.
Yeah.
And perhaps we could do North Point in the winter. And that's a kind of a,
So,
add that to it.
okay, so
My wife drove me out to the beach the other day and it was slippery. It was really slippery.
With the sand on it.
Yeah,
was it the sand that made it slippery or was it
yeah,
just a rainy day?
it was the sand that made it slippery.
Yeah, we need to get sand up there.
And it, you know, I mean, we were just there. She and I, we usually don't go out there, but I said, okay, we'll go. And it was slippery. And I said, yeah, we talked about this at our last meeting, you know, about the sweeper and stuff.
Yeah. Somebody also suggested a handrail is something to look forward to in the future, like you could put a railing down one side.
It's nice. It's, I mean,
It's really nice.
it's beautiful.
It's fabulous. Coming
Yeah,
in from
yeah.
the water, I took pictures. If I'm not, Vicky did a great job. If I'm missing anybody else, I'm sorry, but that's
Great.
one of the best
I
things.
like those pictures because I've been asked to put something out in news and announcements. So if you have some pictures,
Yeah, I do.
something,
Yeah, it's,
Coming from the water, going all the way up. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
it is.
well,
And
and
it's just a matter of getting the thing that'll do it.
Yeah.
The
Right.
machine that,
yeah, he has to buy the machines. He recently saw it for like $4,000 used, but you know, you can't, I gotta give him a multi-year contract.
Sure.
I told him, give me a contract with a, you know, like a inflation rated CPI or something like that, and I'll see if I can't get the board to approve it.
Can we get it cleared for Onekama Days? We have a lot, you know, another influx of people coming. And they're doing a specific children's event on the water, the conservation district is.
Uh,
Do we need to just get volunteers out there to make it
Can we
happen?
do that?
I
Make it
mean,
first.
You get volunteers, hell yes. I mean, he doesn't have,
I don't-
he doesn't have the equipment.
What
to do
about
it.
like a guy with a push broom? Is that gonna work or no?
Oh, it's pretty thick now, I don't know,
It's,
I was out there the other
it's that
day.
spot.
And see, that's the problem, you know, you, without the sweeper, you risk damaging the thing. So,
So you don't wanna hit it with a shovel either.
no, that, yeah, so,
Like brooms and,
Yeah.
and someone was out there with a leaf blower.
Oh,
How
Goggles?
much does the sand?
No, I didn't see it really,
Oh.
it wasn't really
I
thick.
mean, I got a backpack blower. I could-
yeah, that's a good
Honestly,
start.
it's an idea. Just wear goggles.
did you just volunteer to go out and try?
I mean, I'm gonna be down there in a minute after this meeting. I gotta take my daughter to lunch.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, well,
I could stop and get my blower on the way.
Yes, please.
all right, so that would be fantastic.
See how it works. Let us know.
I just sent you the pictures, you have them.
Okay, great. And to the Onekama address? I gotta get the paint proposals done. I never got the pictures of Jean and Maria for the website.
I
And,
still think that's a good idea, because you wanted feedback on the website, so the people whose faces are
Yeah.
seen should be on the
I don't
website.
know where we are on that project.
They have the pictures.
They never got us pictures?
She did, yeah.
Oh, I thought one was good, one was not.
Do you want me to follow up on that?
Yeah, we should. Glen Bridge project, yeah, well, we need to move forward with what's going on with Laura and add that into our group, Eagle View, same thing, storage. Are we
Okay.
ever gonna solve this problem?
So here's where we're at right now. I'm gonna take the heat from my husband, and I have moved, well, with the help of Matt, 90% of the storage into my, I need most of it for next weekend anyway. Jean thinks that we'll be able to get into the one behind the fairgrounds soon enough, which means September. So I'm gonna hold some of the stuff, she's gonna hold some of the stuff, if anybody else wants to hold some stuff. We have a temporary solution, and as soon as that opens up behind the fairgrounds, we're gonna jump on it, and we're
And we
hoping.
have some assurance that fairground thing, we can have them isolated. as opposed to-
Okay, so I talked to the PLA and they store stuff there, and they say that there's probably a mouse, like it's not like where I'm clearing it off of the boxes and inside of course, we switched from.
Might have like friends visit them.
Yeah, I'm just saying that it sounds like it's a better solution there, and it's
Dry.
easier to get
James
to.
Burns kind of like open air.
It is, one end is completely open.
And I'm guessing a dirt floor?
No, it's
Hard-
not,
hard-
my God, you could live in this part,
Okay.
once you close it.
Okay, so you're gonna keep it, and then we're gonna do a contract with.
Yeah, and
okay.
I know it's an expense that we weren't planning on, but I just think it's necessary.
Oh, it's absolutely necessary.
Bylaws are done. Just need to get Jennifer to get a signed copy, and again, that is the West project.
Well, hey,
Okay, and then we have our first memorial sign on the way in the mail to me for one of the benches out there. And as soon as I get that, I'll have you get with Val and decide how she wants to put it. My guess is as soon as anybody sees that out there, we're gonna have people coming out of the woodwork
Sure,
wanting to put them out there. And
my
so-
wife mentioned that. Why isn't there any plaques on?
Well, we have the first one coming.
Yep.
And my guess is as soon as it's there, we're gonna get inundated. And I guess we just gotta do first come, first serve, because we only got 3 more benches, right?
Maybe you should also have them sponsor one of the squares, and we can keep going.
Yeah,
We'll make it a thing.
right. Well, interesting, because we have 3 more that we could do, but the dollar amount is $500. What I would say is, the first 3, we will use the existing ones we have, and then with anyone else, we can say, you know, I can go to the board and say, we're collecting money for next year's project so we can connect to the north end. Unless you guys disagree, what I would like to do is, go from the north end now, where it's really problematic because where the concrete ends, it gets washed out and so on and so forth. DNR, and Eagle is really problematic about, well, if you put something there, it has to set on the ground. It can't be elevated or anything. So in the springtime, when the sand is right up next to the concrete, use anchors to put a piece of wood in there, put it there, and then I think we're set, go down to the bottom and then connect. So we'll have, you know, just a big U-shaped thing down there and have benches along the way. I think that would be cool. All right, that'll be in our project. So anyway, if you guys see anything else there, that's just a bunch of stuff that I've left there. We're at 10 o'clock, open to anybody. Does anybody have anything that you'd like to talk about?
I stopped at Garden Park with my grandson the other day just to check it out since they cleared it all out. And there's, you know, they took all those invasive species bushes out and now, oh, it's really lush with plants, but you can't see the creek anymore. And then we went down to see the creek and then my grandson stepped on a hornet's nest.
Oh.
Got covered with hornets and I'm trying to get him out. He got stung a couple times and.
Is that ground bees?
I think the yellow jackets or something like
That
that.
died,
Yeah,
literally died.
yeah. Oh, really? Yeah, it was scary. He probably won't want to go back there. again. But, I was just thinking it would be nice to have, I said before, a little bridge there just to get out on the creek.
Tyler and I talked about that. There's two things. So the bridge is a new
Yeah.
concept, but, it's all overgrown. And, I was gonna I asked Tyler, should I have our contractor, our lawnmower contractor go out there and weed whack it? And today he'll do that
Yeah.
because we put a bunch of new native species in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And he suggested we could put another volunteer day to this.
Mhm.
So is that something that we should ask Jean? Does Jean organize those volunteer days for us? I mean, she did the
Sure.
May one. Can you ask Jean if she would think about putting together a volunteer day under the auspices of Tyler at Pardon to try to clean out all the new vegetation without ruining what we planted last year? And Tyler knows, we talked about it.
Mhm.
And then the whole bridge thing would be something I think we should add on our,
The 5-year plan.
yeah.
Should we take care of the bee's nest or no?
Yeah, I don't know
Maybe
how.
where the volunteers go out there, because some people don't know they're death leaving. My
Yeah.
depends
How do
on
you
my
get
dad.
the?
There's something I wanna show you.
Contractors that do that?
I think you just have to find where the nest is and spray it.
Somebody-
Usually at night, if you do it better.
That's beyond my pay
Cool at night,
grade.
you get
Yeah.
most of the night.
But do you know where they are, where you could, I mean, I'll go out there some evening and spray it, but.
I can't remember. Exactly.
I had that exact same after here in Laurel.
Yeah, yeah.
I was in a park downstate with my son, especially he's walking, I had a dog walked off the thing to go back, in a hornet's nest. Hornet's nest just the dog was going crazy, got all over me, it's gone. Whack him off, I ended up with over 30 bites.
30.
I went to urgent care and said, just shoot me with something. I don't know what's that was the most
Crazy.
miserable thing I've ever been.
Yeah,
I know, it's still going.
But I mean, if we know where it is, was it by the old bench, the old bench?
I know it was to the right of the footnote table there and up along there. It was somewhere on the edge of the creek because we were trying to see the creek and we couldn't. And then he stepped in and remember I was telling him, careful about ticks and then bam. Right up there, so.
We're supposed to remove that old sign too. So while you're out there, bring your chainsaw and take it.
The old sign.
Old garden sign.
Remember us signing that, did we? Let's forget it.
Back when Tyler did the original, 2 years ago.
Okay. I don't have a chainsaw anymore, so, we'll have to make that for a volunteer day.
Okay.
All right, anything else for the official meeting?
No.
Okay, meeting's adjourned at 10:03. Thanks, everybody.
Okay,
Claire,
Do you have a minute? Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
Something.
okay, so
Ask Vic about how we should handle.
could you turn down?
I wanna show you.
Exit.